G'day everyone, how are ya? My name is James Braszell and I would just like to say a huge welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing this video and thinking to yourself, well, who is this bloke? Well, I wouldn't be surprised. So let me just give you a quick rundown of who I am and what you can expect to see in the near future on this channel. Like I said, my name is James and right now I'm recording this from my house here in Lexington in central Victoria. I grew up not far from here in Miners Rest, just out of Ballarat, and after finishing year 12 I started working in the shearing industry, first as a rouseabout, then a wool presser, and then eventually I began shearing full time. Basically from year one of my time working in the wool sheds, I had a camera in my hand, photographing the properties I worked on and the people I worked with. I was basically only a few months into my time at taking photos when I set up Facebook and Instagram pages to share my photos. When, much to my surprise, I started gathering followers from right across the country. This led me to try and source interstate wool sheds and shearing teams to photograph, which I eventually started capturing a few years later. About 7 or 8 years of focusing my photography solely on the wool industry, I decided to expand my business and start capturing photo shoots of families, couples and weddings, but all the while keeping that rural and country Australian theme in my shots. In 2020, when the COVID lockdowns began, I, like the rest of the world, got sick of seeing nobody and being home all the time. So for the next 2 years, I spent as much time as I could trying to dodge border closures and lockdowns to keep pursuing my dream of making photography my full-time job, all the while shearing to fill in the gaps when it was impossible to do any photo work. The result was 4 road trips in a year and a half with dozens of photo shoots and weddings photographed in every state and territory in Australia, except for Tasmania. I also started a podcast called The Cutout after returning from one trip into the Northern Territory, which currently has thousands of downloads. Go and check it out on all the usual podcast apps. And I only recently stopped creating new episodes of The Cutout when my house decided to go for a swim a few months back. So with 2023 nearly here and the calendar fast filling up with photo shoots right across the country, I decided it was time to start documenting my travels here on YouTube. So this year will see me head into multiple states and territories, again with the camera, which I'll be doing in my 2019 Hilux here that I only bought a few months back and is due for a huge makeover in the coming weeks, but more on that in another episode. I'll be meeting and photographing friends both old and new, as well as head to some amazing sites from every corner of Australia. Some I may have visited before, as well as some new ones. I also love music.
We're gonna help me sing along. Here we go. Give me a home among the countries, where lots of palm trees.
So no doubt I'll somehow work out a way to include a bit of that into my videos too. Also, when I ran my podcast, I used to have different small businesses sponsor episodes. So if you are interested potentially now sponsoring my YouTube videos, this might be something I'll look into down the track. So get in touch with me if it is something you'd be interested in, and I'll look into working something out with sponsorship and ads. So with all that said, guys and girls, hit subscribe and give my new YouTube channel a follow to help me get the ball rolling. If you don't yet follow me on Facebook or Instagram, jump over to follow me on those platforms too, and be sure to check out my website, jamesbrazzellphotography.com. Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't have an OnlyFans page. Keep your eyes peeled for some new videos here on YouTube over the coming weeks and months, and I look forward to seeing you all on the road soon. Cheers, guys.